An obvious reason about this Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. Why is it important to them? Well, I'm 57 years old and I kind of have a little different perspective, not having a background in specifically in boxing or MMA fighting. I'm a military veteran, Air Force. I'm a retired police officer, taught defensive tactics. So I've taught police officers, a combination of things, of judo, taekwondo, boxing, punching, kicking, controlling, handcuffing, OC spray, how to control people without injuring them, securing them without being sued. I guess basically is kind of how I would word things to them. But through my career, and then after that, I worked in a prison. I was a sergeant in isolation units, max security prison, level 5. So we had about 90% life without parole down in Georgia. And I got these MMA sparring gloves on for a reason. I'll explain that here in just a minute. But why this fight? Why this fight? Well, this shirt here, I want to begin with. 4 years ago, training really hard. I'll go back 6 years ago, 5 years ago. In 2019, I stood up against a bunch of corruption in Georgia corrections. Left me homeless. I spent the summer living in my vehicle and in a hotel with my wife and 2 teenagers and a couple dogs. But I stood up for what I believe in. I lost 34 pounds. Moved back to Kentucky, where I'm from, and wanted to get, not saying a second chance, in the fitness industry or anything, but I wanted to jump back in. I wanted to do something. And I continued my home gym, worked out really hard. About a year later, posting videos, stuff on Instagram, mowing grass with a dumbbell, pushing a lawnmower in one hand, a dumbbell in the other. Kind of crazy stuff, but it was conditioning. At age 53, I was contacted, a new company, EPN, Enhanced Performance Nutrition, and they asked me to be, one of their sponsored athletes, one of their team athletes. And I was the oldest one at the time. They probably had about 40. And what it was, and it was typical, I contacted a few guys through Instagram, a couple older guys that were actually pro master bodybuilders, and they said, yeah, this is how you get started. So I paid with EPN, I paid $25 a month, but I got great discounts. I was a YouTuber, so I would make videos and talk about them, and got me a free t-shirt, just a little bag, throw some little stuff in there, some workout equipment, straps, boxing gloves, whatever I needed. I go to the gym or training at home, weightlifting gloves, anything, protein bar, stuff like that. But I made a video, and what I really like to take, just explaining to this, I'm a gorilla, welcome, thanks for joining, hi, and I like protein shakes. I take the Muscle Tech Alpha Test, and I like the 6-star pre-workout and the 6-star as a protein until I got with EPN. They had everything that I needed. So I switched over, and I would buy my stuff normally at Walmart. And, with this video, I looked it up and I made this, talked about it. You can see on my YouTube channel. In a year's time, with me buying the same supplements from EPN as a team member, getting my discounts, getting stuff, I was going to save the same products, even paying $25 a month plus buying, still save over $1,000 a year to get the same great product. It was great. I was 53 years old, sponsored athlete. It was cool. It was thumbs up. It was great. And my background, I started at 39 competing and, at the end of my police career as a power lifter and strongman, in the master's age. And I did that. It was great. North American strongman, traveled, competed in the police, fire, military category, went to nationals twice. I got a 3rd and a 4th place. So I did get to the podium one year. Great. I learned how to do the stones. It was incredible. I had stones in my garage. My whole garage was set up. 800 pounds of free weights, And I'm telling this right now, think about Mike Tyson. Mike is 1 year older than me. This is the reason I'm telling you about my workout, kind of compared to his. He's done this his whole life. So, you know, Mike's 58 and he wants to fight Jake Paul. Well, when I got sponsored at age 53, guess what I did? You know, my powerlifting, strongman, powerlifting, I was doing great. 198 weight class, benching 405. You know, as police, I was excellent. You know, self-defense instructor, strong as an ox. You know, I was doing these violent apprehensions, you know. Everything was great. Nobody hurt, nobody got sued. So at 53, I want to like, hey, I need to take a new direction. You know, my back's a little bit kinky, you know, kinked up. Or my good MMA fighter, M Gaming or AI Gaming. Hey, welcome back. I saw you before, another one. Well, working in the prison, I'm 280 and 0. I did not lose, never came home with a scratch. 280 physical fights in 4 years in a prison. That tells you the prison was kind of really wild, violent, 2 inmate stabbings a week minimum. So I've seen and dealt with a lot of things. You know, 3 times they tried to stab me. Didn't get to it. Get them hands up fast. Like this, you know. Great, great stuff. Brachial stun like this, one of my favorite things right here, the side of the neck. There's a reason for these gloves that I bought last year. I'm getting to that. But here's the thing, really quick, and I'm kind of going to combine and mesh this conversation. Thank you, everybody, for joining. So, to answer your question, I'm a good MMA fighter. That's why I got these gloves. 4 years ago, when Jake Paul was first starting fighting, you know, like everybody else, I challenged him. If you look on my TikTok page, Sergeant Beast Larson, I said some stuff with Jake Paul. I called him a Disney kid. It was all in fun. You know, I wasn't being ugly. I never said cuss words, never said stuff like that. But I challenged him, you know, hey, I'll come up to Cleveland, I'll talk to him. You know, sent a message. He never answered on Instagram. And I says, look, you know, there's a different aspect of fighting, you know, the street fighting and stuff, something to teach him what I've learned from working inside a prison as opposed to a police officer and being outside, you know. So there's difference. So I thought, you know, my name's Sergeant Beast Larson. So I thought, you know, I sent this message, hey, I'll drive up there, you know, for free. Let me spend a couple hours. Let me talk to you about a couple things. And never got an answer, but that's okay. So he never challenged me, never let me talk. He kept fighting, started doing good. I watched him. The one thing about Jake Paul, and really quick, he won me over. And he won me over because I'm very disciplined and I constantly would train. I believe in training. And, you know, always teaching and training on the police department. And Jake Paul, he puts the time in, that's for sure. Yeah, he does the social media, he talks, everything's going. But he is willing to work out every day until he's satisfied with that. His conditioning, his training is important to him. And that's obvious, you know, with a record of 9-1, nobody's knocked him out. He's got 6 knockouts in his 9 victories. So he's got power, he does have some speed. He's a little bit different, obviously, than somebody who's spent 50 years, 48 years in a gym like Mike Tyson. So here's what these gloves are for. You know, 53 years old, I got sponsored, I'm training, I'm working hard, tear my shoulder. I cracked actually my bone right here, end of my bone, and I detached my bicep. So I had a quick surgery in October of 2020. Really good recovering. I was doing 5-pound dumbbell press and curl. You know, that's the thing about being really conditioned with great diet. Lots of I mean, I've probably 200 grams of protein every day for 30 years. You know, just really watching the carbs, you know, maintaining about a 203 body weight. So I recovered really quick from this. It was good. Then I got COVID. COVID really wiped me out. Took me a few years to get stuff back, you know, almost died from it, organ failure, December of 20. So I'm coming back. Last year, 2023, I decided, hey, I want to fight. I'm going to get in the ring. I'm going to do some stuff because I've You know, I've done some ground fighting, yes. A lot of stand-up fighting. I really like stand-up boxing. Got really fast hands. Good fast hands, good tough face and jaw. I'm used to wearing, you know, the red man suit, you know, in police and corrections stuff. You know, used to getting hit. So getting hit is nothing. So I buy these gloves. I start training in 2023. I'm going to fight. Fill out the paperwork to get my MMA license here in Kentucky. 56 years old. I'm like, yes, yes. File the paperwork. About 3 or 4 days later, I test positive for RSV. I got this respiratory crap. 3 months to get over this. The commission in Kentucky denied my application because of this respiratory stuff. Said, you know, next year, this year, 2024, if I want to, I can reapply. So here's the important thing. Here's why these guys need to fight. You know, thanks everybody for joining. Thank you, thank you. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel. Teaching self-defense, exercise stuff, how to put it together, how to build a better forearm strike, a better elbow strike, a better knee strike, how to knee strike, what to do when you're grabbing people and you knee strike, where to go from there. I teach a lot of stuff on my channel, Sergeant Beast Larson. So hit that subscribe button, check me out. Great stuff, great stuff. So here's the thing. Jake Paul needs, he's had some good contenders. This last one, you know, this bare knuckles champ. And, you know, his brother is in wrestling. It kind of makes you think that his brother kind of bought his way into it. Maybe, maybe not. Not sure. His brother can wrestle, but there's a lot of good talented athletes, okay? Jake Paul, he's got speed, he's got conditioning, number 2. Desire, way up here. Discipline up here. Jake Paul is ready. See? I ain't losing no arms. I ain't losing no strength like this. Jake Paul is good, but he needs to fight somebody that is super, super top like this. He needs to fight with Mike Tyson to prove himself, put him at that next level that he wants to be at. So for him, it's a no-brainer. He's like, I got this. I'm not afraid of this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to train. I'm going to try. I'm going to push it. Jake Paul has heart. Jake Paul, it's great. Great, great heart. I'd like to meet you one day and, you know, fist pump. Proud of what you're doing in the ring. I get all the social media hype and talk. I do stuff like that. I made a waterboarding video. Let my son pour gallons of water down my face almost to drown me, like, you know, just conditioning my brain. Mike Tyson, it's not that he's a comeback. It's not specifically he needs the money, which has been stated. You know, I'm just fighting to take care of my family. I'm fighting for the money for my family and all that. Yes. Here's what I believe Mike Tyson needs to fight. Mike Tyson needs to fight for Mike Tyson's heart and his brain. Because when you train and you fight and you condition like this your whole life, you need to fight. You need to continue doing this. Why are there 70, 80, 90-year-old bodybuilders? Because they've committed to something personally. I want to live to be 106. That way I get to see my wife turn 100. I'm 6 years older. I want us to both be over 100. And then we'll be married over 75 years. Goals. So Mike Tyson has this internal clock. You know, women have this pregnancy thing. You know, their hormones, you know, they got to be pregnant when they're early. You know, they say the clock is ticking. And an athlete, male or female, both, there's a ticking in here. But that ticking and desire to compete, to be a marathon runner, a cyclist, triathlon, you know, stuff like that. It's there. And when they finish and compete one, they're not done. They want to go do more. I worked at an airport a few years ago. I met several people that were traveling, going to Hawaii, you know, constantly. They were going and doing these tough man, or not tough man, like Tough Mudder. I can't think what they're called now. These obstacle course run kind of things. Just traveling. It's like, it's a need to train, a need to have diet, and a need to compete. It's a cycle your body goes through. I competed in 16 strongman competitions. I competed, I want to think, in 5 or 6 powerlifting competitions around Ohio and Indiana. But I kind of got in, you know, in qualifying for strongman nationals. I tend to compete more in strongman then. And I'm retired from that now. Well, I've recovered. You know, Mike Tyson going through some pain, some health things, some walking things. You know, they say, oh, he's walking, he's not going to do this, the fight's been postponed. Guess what? His clock is ticking, his heart, he needs to fight. Jake Farm, videos of competing as strongman. If you go and look, Jake, subscribe to my channel, look me up on the YouTube, on the regular videos and the playlists. You'll see competition days. You'll see pictures and stuff, videos from me competing in strongman. You'll see, you know, pictures where I'm sitting there, got my feet locked on the brace. I got the rope pulling an ambulance, and it was a slight uphill grade. Man, I had like 15, 20-pound dumbbells, and I was doing like 100-pound reps to get ready for this because I knew that was just a straight up pure bicep burn. I also did ungodly amounts of stiff leg deadlifts for my hamstrings because I knew my hamstrings were going to take a beating for that. But you can see that. You can see me doing yoke walks. You can see me doing the Atlas stones. Look at my YouTube shorts. I just posted last week some shorts there, Jake, about the Atlas stone and something else I did. I forget. But it's on there. You'll see them on there. Had a great time. North American Strongman. Willie and Dion Wessels. Great. Willie held a record for the 18-inch deadlift for like 1,200 some pounds for a long time. 1,200, 1,400 pounds. And that's when the plate is up, you know, stacked on a block 9 inches off the ground, so your bar is 18-inch. And, you know, incredible people. You know, he was a high school teacher, a PE teacher. They were both considered pro powerlifters, pro strongman, him and his wife. I went to a strongman competition, and his wife comes over, and these guys are warming up. We're warming up. She got on blue jeans and high heels, and she'd been talking to my wife, and these guys were doing something, and she walked over in high heels and blue jeans and said something to this guy and said, "You don't know what you're doing." And he had a squat rack he was warming up with, and it was like 405 on the rack. She starts squatting in high heels and blue jeans to show this guy what to do. Down at Strongman Nationals in Columbia, South. Yeah, I weigh 203. 203 is about my normal body weight. If I do powerlifting, I would cut weight to be the 198 class. Strongman was 231 down, was the lightweight. So, but they were just great people. North American Strongman, great company. And, you know, great several years. Now I don't compete. And this is what Mike Tyson doesn't want. And you see Ronnie Coleman, 8 back surgeries. What's he do? He lays in a hospital with a dumbbell, doing curls with a dumbbell because he can't give up. Mike Tyson can't give up. The beast can't give up. 5 months ago, I had spine surgery. I got a scar like this, L4, L5. Yeah, spine surgery. The doctor said, you did a really good job exploding your back. And I told him that the first part of the injury was in 2011 when I was getting ready for nationals. I did a strongman in Ohio up at Denison University in Columbus. And doing a 700-pound yoke walk, and I felt something. And then I just kind of babied it, and I rested, and then I kept going over the years. Well, all of a sudden this year, both legs started giving out. Went to the doctor in less than 2 weeks. I had emergency spine surgery. He repaired two nerves, put the cage in L4, L5, and gave me 4 screws and 2 rods. So I got 6 metal things in a cage now on my back. And he said, no more weightlifting, no more fighting. So I get to wear these gloves because my heart, my spirit, and that's what Mike Tyson feels, that he has to keep going. He's got to fight. Mike Tyson has to fight. He's got to do that for himself. No matter what he says on the outside, because I'm there, I'm his age. Why is Bill Goldberg, who's about the same age as me, why is he come back into wrestling? Because he can't give it up. He can't let go. It's in his heart. It's right here. When you're born to fight, it's in here. You can't stop. I suspect when Nate Diaz is in his 50s, he's going to fight. He'll come back and fight. Because he has to. Because his heart's telling him to. His brain getting a message from his heart saying, hey, you've done this your whole life. There's a big spider behind me. I got it. See how fast that was there, Junior? Thanks for joining. Thanks for the comment. If you guys don't mind, Junior, Jake, Stanley there, everybody, Dr. Love Green, oh boy. Tell me what state, what country you're from. And if for security reasons you can't, make up a state, something close to you or whatever. Just let me know where you're from. I'm always curious who's on there. I was talking this morning about something and had someone from Taiwan on, which was really interesting. I get a lot of overseas. So if you wouldn't mind, let me know what state you're from. But that's the reason. That's the reason. I look forward to this fight November 15th. Hopefully it does happen. I think it's going to be great. You know, yes, American. Perfect. Thank you. You know, I got to look into this and see, you know, get some people to come over there and, you know, we'll pay, get pay-per-view, whatever it's going to take. But it's really good thing. I honestly, you know, the conditioning, Mike Tyson, even if he's not 100% like he used to be, I think at 80%, he can still destroy everybody. Mike Tyson has this unique power and step and punch. And, you know, I've always conditioned. My stomach's solid. Even though my back isn't twisting and moving, I got a year. Can't bend, twist, or move. Can't lift 10 pounds for a year after surgery. But in my front, I've always done a ton of crunches and sit-ups. Always worked this core solid. And I did a lot of free weights, a lot of military press, a lot of dumbbell press over my head, a lot of stuff like this over my head to help, you know, just keep conditioning my core. So I think Mike Tyson has the edge, but you can't rule out Jake Paul. Never rule out Jake Paul. No, I never drank alcohol at all. Don't like alcohol. I refuse to drink it and don't like to be around it. Sorry. Thanks for the comment though. Basia Goran Basia. Thanks for the comment, but no, don't drink, don't smoke. No, I've worked outside, a lot of sun, so I got a little sun wrinkles right in here. Not the alcohol though. See? No alcohol. Been hit in the face a lot, but no alcohol. Yeah, and that's a good point, Mustafa. That's a good point. It's only for money and to get followers for Jake Paul. But so quick to judge, Zeno. Thanks for the comment. Shake my head. But I'll tell you what, I started my channel 6 years ago. I was living in Georgia, living in a house up on top of a mountain. I go in a driveway, and in the backdrop, you could just see down over the mountain. And I had some basic exercise. If you go back in my videos, you know, click on the video part, scroll all the way down, and you'll see me. And I tell people, hey, this is basic exercise for people. We're going to work arm and tricep today, like 3 sets of 10, 4 sets of 12. And it was just to help people at home with one dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, that want to just do a little exercise for health, get a little bit of health going on, you know, without having to hassle or anything at the gym, and just enjoy yourself outdoors on the top of a mountain. And I did that, and I have some shooting exercises. And then, you know, I told you I'm retired police, so I did some stuff. Like one day I went through and I did 200 push-ups, not at the same time. Like I did 50 and I waited, just short pause, did another 50, short pause, and then like increments of 25. But when I finished, and I was trying to get this done like in less than 5 minutes, then I was shooting milk jugs full of water. Stress shooting is what I was doing. But I was just providing some fun stuff for people. It wasn't about getting subscribers. I wasn't getting paid. Yes, I like to be outdoors. Thank you, Zeno. That's why I'm sitting outside right now. Love the outdoors. You know, when you work as police, you're outside all the time. My life has been working outside. When I worked at the prison, I was outside all the time. Always moving inmates here and there, taking this and that, child, meetings, class, stuff like that. But hey, everybody, give me a like on the video real quick. Hit the sub button for me. Grow with me as we talk, as we go through things, as I continue teaching self-defense. And you know what? I also, on Wednesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Wednesday night, I have a podcast with my buddy. It's called Prepper and Beast Hour. Prepper and Beast Hour. You can find us on Facebook. We got an official page. And you'll see the Prepper. He got some Venom gloves on. These are just my Century gloves. I got them at Walmart. Just telling the truth. Always telling the truth. He got his Venom gloves on. He's done a lot of contract security work. He's a veteran. He's my age. Worked as a bouncer after he got out of contracting. We got a similar background, but he also is a great outdoorsman, woodsman, and we teach people survival and how to deal with situations, surviving in the house, the car, in the woods. 2 weeks ago, we talked about how if you need to get into the woods to get away, if something bad's going on, how to deal with finding water, making shelter safely, starting fires, what you need, something simple. You know, none of this, doing this with a stick stuff, little magnesium block you from Walmart, get stuff started. But he talks about that stuff. He's really into that. So check us out Wednesday night. You'll see on my page, you'll see I talk about it and links on there. And it's also on Facebook. But, so when it comes down to it, everybody, who's going to win? How old am I? Junior. I am 57 and a half. I know I don't look it. Good diet, protein, lots of eggs, lots of tuna, and just good health. A lot of jumping jacks, exercise. You know, when I'm mowing grass, I'd mow grass, 5 minutes, stop, exercise for 5 minutes, mow grass 10 minutes, stop and get a couple more in. I'd have a dumbbell by the front door and the back door, and I'd get mowing around, push mowing, and I'd stop and use the dumbbell, do some curls and press, pick it up, maybe do some squatting and keep going. It's a lifetime of exercise with doing this. So, give me some hands up, tell me. Tyson or Paul? Who's going to win the fight? Tyson or Paul? I got Tyson, and I honestly, I do think he's going to knock him out. He's got some good, Tyson got a lot of experience. He got some good tricks. And I think he's going to go through 5 or 6 of these that Jake Paul's expecting. But Mike Tyson got some stuff in his pocket. Deep down in his trouser pockets. He's going to reach down and pull out some old school, and I think he's going to win. So I'm going Tyson with a knockout. Anybody got a comment? Anybody got an idea? Who is it, Tyson or Paul? I know you're thinking, you're hesitating. Mike, all right. I like that. So we'll see. Maybe after the fight, Junior will come back. Jake, Mustafa, Zeno. Maybe after the fight, we'll come back and we'll critique it. November the 16th. You see that? Had to throw in a little bit of Dwayne Johnson eyebrow in there. Check it out. Maybe I'll shave my head and come back in a couple days. We'll talk a little bit more about this, and I'll give you the Goldberg look. Shaved head, goatee, round face. Yes, my face is round. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for joining. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you, Junior, for agreeing with me. We got to take Mike Tyson and agreeing that it's in the heart. The heart is what is causing this fight. Yes, the money's going to be great. Nobody's going to turn down money. But Mike really wants to do this. Why do you think they started this celebrity charity boxing stuff? Raise money for charity. They weren't getting paid. I know Mike's into everything. Mike's got his gummy stuff. Mike's got his products going, his YouTube. You know, he's looking for followers, same as Jake is. He's looking for that, you know, AdSense. They both are. I get it. But when you go and you put 40, 50, 60 hours a week in the gym, and you go out there and step in a ring with another competitor, you know, you put the time in, you pay your dues, you go step in the ring, you glove up, you suit up, you get your chair, you get your corner man, corner woman, get your bottle of water, you're ready to go. It's a job. You put the work in. The benefit is a paycheck later, yes. Subs later, followers later. Yes, it is, I agree. Okay, folks, I'm going to shut this down, and I'm going to drink my bottle of water and watch the willow tree blow in the wind. Have a great day. Teach us about life insurance for your family. That I do not know, Junior. I'm sorry. I don't know about life insurance for your family. But have a great day, and I'll see y'all very soon. Keep an eye posted. Hit the sub. You'll always know where I'm at.